Hello and welcome back to BIO4YOU. This is video 3 for chapter 6, chromosomal mutation. So here are the learning outcomes for chromosomal mutation. So first, later we're going to define chromosomal mutation and state the two types of chromosomal mutation, define the types of chromosomal aberration, and define the types of alteration of chromosomal number. Okay, chromosomal mutation, alteration in the structure or number of the chromosomes. So we have two types, chromosomal aberration and chromosomal number alteration. So this is summary of mutation. We have discussed the first one, okay, which is a gene or point mutation. And next we're going to look at this chromosomal aberration. And last but not least, we're going to look at chromosomal number alteration. Okay, chromosomal aberration. So, chromosomal aberration ni, when we speak of chromosomal aberration, means that structure of chromosome tu yang mengalami masalah. Okay, structure tu mengalami masalah. Macam mana? Changes to the chromosomal structure. Changes to the chromosomal structure result in abnormalities in the structure of the chromosome itself. Okay. So, there are four types of chromosomal aberration: deletion, duplication, inversion and translocation. Lebih kurang lah sama sikit macam gene or point mutation tu. We have deletion, duplication, inversion, tapi translocation tak ada dekat sana. Okay, tak ada dekat gene mutation. Okay, we look at the first one, deletion. The loss of one segment containing one or more genes. The broken off portions do not fuse onto any chromosomes and are lost entirely. Maksudnya totally hilang. The loss of critical gene is lethal. Contoh kalau ada critical gene tu yang hilang, so lethal ni maksud dia tak survive lah. So we can see here from this diagram, we have this is the chromosomes, okay. We have the segment A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So portion D or segment D is being deleted or is being removed. So we only have A, B, C, E, F, G, H. Okay. So this is the formation of deletion loop during synapsis. So dia boleh berlaku semasa synapsis, yang di mana portion of E dengan F ni hilang. Okay, so these are the deleted chromosome. So this diagram also shows the process of deletion. And for deletion in our syllabus, you are required to learn about the Cry-Dusha syndrome. Okay, so how does this Cry-Dusha syndrome occurs? Is due to the loss of a small part of the short arm of chromosome number 5. Ini memang kena ingat, memang kena hafal. Specifically at chromosome number 5. Remember, we have 23 pairs of chromosomes. We number them from chromosome number 1 until chromosome number 22, being the 23rd pair is XY. So yang ni kita nak cerita pasal chromosome number 5. Okay, dia hanya lost small part of chromosome number 5 sahaja. So we can call this as partial monosomy. So look at this. We have chromosome pair number 1 until pair number 23. The 23rd pair is X and Y. So at chromosome number 5 ni ada some small portion yang hilang or being removed, or i.e. being deleted. So for Cry-Dusha syndrome person, the symptoms are monotone and high pitched cry like a cat. Macam kucing yang mengiau tu. Okay, so tu namanya pun Cry-Dusha, cry menangis seperti kucing. Small head, mental retardation iaitu tidak waras, and unusual facial features. Fatal in infancy and early childhood. Biasanya kanak-kanak ini tak survive sampai ke umur dewasa. Next is duplication. So what is duplication? A region of chromosome becomes duplicated. Namanya pun duplication kan? An additional set of genes exists. As a result, the cells contain 2 or more copies of the same gene. So kita tengok kat sini yang normal, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So yang ni bila tu berlaku pertambahan or duplicate D, E, D, E. So dah 2 kali. Yang ni kalau further duplication, tambah D, E lagi. So how can this duplication occur or takes place? Due to unequal of crossing over. So mispairing between the homologous chromosomes, and after the crossing over yang exchange of DNA tu, one chromosome lose DNA segment, whereas the homologous chromosome will gain the segments lost by the first. Maknanya yang siapa yang hilang tu dah dibagi pergi dekat yang dapat tu lah, yang second one tu. Okay, this diagram also shows the formation of the duplication loop during synapsis. Okay. So similar to this diagram, it also how specifically that a chromosome can has its duplication. Nampak ni ada duplicate dekat sini. So dia dapat daripada kromosom yang warna putih ni tadi. Okay. So inversion. Okay, the third one, inversion. So inversion ni dia tukar tempat. A chromosome segment breaks off at 2 points here and here, and the segment between them flip around 180 degree before attached to the same chromosome. So we look at this sequence. Sepatutnya A, B, C, D, E. So now A, D, C, B. So B, C, D dia bertukar tempat. Okay, dia berflip. Okay, inversion. The position and sequence of the genes are reversed. No change in genotype, sama je, tapi phenotype dia may have a change. Okay. So, there are two types of inversion based on whether or not the inverted segment includes the chromosome's centromere. Maknanya terlibat ke tak centromere dekat tengah-tengah ni. Okay, yang ini paracentric. Okay, paracentric do not include centromere. Maknanya walaupun berlaku inversion tu, tapi tak kacau atau tak melibatkan, tidak mengganggu centromere yang di tengah-tengah ni. Okay, manakala kalau pericentric, it includes the centromere. So during meiosis, the inverted and non-inverted chromosome must align the same genes together along their length. To maximize pairing between them, both chromatids must form a loop to allow pairing in the reverse segment. Maknanya berlaku pertukaran inversion tersebut kat situ. Okay, the fourth one is translocation. Okay. So, translocation occurs when a segment from a chromosome breaks and reattach to other non-homologous chromosome. Maknanya dia breaks tapi cantum pada non-homologous chromosome yang lain. Okay, translocation can be reciprocal or non-reciprocal. So, it will affect the changes in position of the genes involved and no change in genotype but may change the phenotype. Okay, phenotype ni apa yang kita nampak, and also will cause reduction in fertility, iaitu kesuburan dia. Okay, translocation for reciprocal and non-reciprocal. So reciprocal translocation, it occurs when the chromosomal segments are exchanged between two non-homologous chromosomes. So we can call this as interchromosomal translocation. So we can see here A and B, M and O, they breaks at this point and then they exchange. So translocation, pindah tempat. A and B ni pergi dekat kromosom yang bawah ni, M and O pergi dekat kromosom yang atas. So reciprocal translocation, maknanya saling berpindah tempat. Okay. Okay, next is non-reciprocal translocation. It occurs when a chromosome segment is transferred from one chromosome to a non-homologous chromosome. Dah, it is a one-way transfer of a chromosomal segment to another region of the same or another chromosome. So dia macam one-way benefit relationship lah macam tu. Hanya seorang yang keep on suka, seorang lagi tak layan pun, tak ataupun tak bagi something pun balik. Okay. So kita tengok contoh dekat sini. This portion we have A, B, C. B and C ni dibagi dekat kromosom yang bawah ni. And in return, yang kromosom asal ni tak dapat apa-apa pun. So, there is non-reciprocal translocation. So, this diagram showing you of how the process of translocation could take place. Okay, this is a summary of the chromosomal aberration, deletion, duplication, inversion, and reciprocal translocation. So then finally we're going to look at the chromosomal number alteration, aneuploidy dengan euploidy ataupun polyploidy. So chromosomal number alteration, it changes in the number of chromosomes are usually the result of errors. Okay, error during when? That occur during meiosis. But the error can also occur during mitosis. The two types of changes in the number of chromosomes in a genome are aneuploidy or euploidy. Macam dah sebutkan tadi lah. Okay, so chromosomal mutation ni, alright, kita ada aneuploidy or euploidy. So under euploidy we have autopolyploidy and allopolyploidy. Okay, this one we have discussed earlier. So aneuploidy, what does it mean or what is it actually means? Is addition or losing of one or more individual chromosomes and because of a non-disjunction during meiosis. It can occur in autosome and sex chromosome. Autosome ni adalah semua kromosom lain kecuali XY because XY is sex chromosomes. Okay, whereas euploidy involves the whole set of chromosome, more common in plants. Okay, whole set of chromosomes ni maksud dia, ingat tak kan kita ada haploid. Haploid tu contohnya kalau in human, our haploid is 20, we have 23 chromosomes. Okay, kalau diploid kita ada 46 chromosomes. So kalau whole set of chromosome ni tambah another N lagi, iaitu tambah another haploid lagi. So dia dah jadi 46 plus another 23. Okay, aneuploidy. Aneuploidy ni it is an abnormal condition where one or more chromosomes from a normal set of chromosomes are missing or present. Present maknanya tambah lah, in unusual number of copies. Okay, for example, we know diploid, it is 2n. So in the normal setting, we have 46 chromosome. So kalau let's say tambah satu kromosom, 46 campur 1, okay, jadi 47 kan? So that is 2n plus 1. But if we add 2 chromosomes, let's say from 46 jadi 48 tambah 2 kan? So that is 2n plus 2. On the other hand, if we lose 1 chromosome, dia akan jadi 2n minus 1. If we lose 2 chromosome, sepatutnya jadi 46 jadi 44, we're going to call it as 2n minus 2. So it happens when homologous chromosomes fail to segregate. Maknanya homologous chromosome ni fail untuk terpisah dengan sempurna during either meiosis 1 or meiosis 2 by non-disjunction. Apa maksud non-disjunction? We will look on this term soon later on. So as a result, gametes that are formed will contain either no or more than one chromosome sebab they fail to separate or fail to segregate normally. When these gametes fuse with normal gametes, the zygotes produced will have an odd number of chromosome. Okay, contohnya kita tengok dekat sini, chromosome number 21. After meiosis 1, okay, so everything seems normal. But after meiosis 2, sepatutnya half of this sister chromatid goes to one side of the chromosome, so of the cell. The other chromatid should separate and move to the opposite cell. So, due to non-disjunction, maknanya dia tak terpisah pun dekat sini, both of the chromatids will enter one gamete. Gamete contohnya sperm lah. The other one did not receive any of the chromosome 21. So, the zygotes that contain chromosome numbers that are less than the usual diploid number chromosome will usually fail to develop. Biasanya gamete ini fail untuk develop lah. While zygote that have extra chromosome numbers may develop. Biasanya akan survive. So, definition of non-disjunction. It is the failure of a pair of homologous chromosomes to separate during meiosis 1 ataupun failure of sister chromatids, yang bentuk rama-rama tu, to separate during meiosis 2. Because of normal spindle fibers cannot form, maknanya spindle fibers yang tarik itu tidak terbentuk, so results in the production of gametes with an abnormal number of sex chromosomes or autosomes. Maknanya nombor dia akan bertambah atau berkurang. So we look at this diagram. Let's say the non-disjunction occurs during meiosis 1, so we see this is the effect. So this cell here receives extra chromosome. Okay, whereas this cell here receive less one chromosome because that chromosome has joined to the other part. So eventually, after the meiosis 2, we have here n plus 1. Maknanya N tambah 1. Yang ni N minus 1. Sepatutnya ada 2 kan? So dia N minus 1, dia kurang 1. Manakala kalau non-disjunction 2 occurs during meiosis 2, okay, so let's say meiosis 1 occurs normally, so the cell receives normal number of chromosomes here and there, but after meiosis 2, the sister chromatid sepatutnya macam ni lah, normal, separate to and move to opposite poles, but non-disjunction occurs, so yang cell, this particular cell will have N plus 1, this particular cell have N minus 1. So on these two cells here, they are normal and haploidnya ada 2 chromosomes. So if the non-disjunction occurs during meiosis 1, the end result will be never normal on all possible of the gametes. Whereas if the non-disjunction berlaku during meiosis 2, there is a still chance of 50% the gamete produced is a normal gamete. Sebab yang sebelah sini adalah normal. Hanya separuh sini saja yang akan N plus 1, satu lagi N minus 1. Ni terlebih 1, yang ini kurang 1. So, aneuploidy in autosomal chromosome. Okay, so in our syllabus, we need to look on a little bit detail for trisomy 21, iaitu penyakit Down syndrome, and monosomy 21. Trisomy means terlebih 1, monosomy kurang 1. Mono means 1, tri means 3. Okay, trisomy 21 ataupun Down syndrome, a diploid organisms with n additional chromosome 21. So, kita akan panggil dia sebagai 2n plus 1. So, jumlah kromosom dia 47. So, because a normal human we have 46, bila tambah 1 jadi 47. So, symptoms dia growth failure, biasa mereka ni pendek, mental retardation, mereka tidak waras, reduce resistance to disease, mudah kena penyakit, slanting eyes iaitu mata sipit, broad flat face, short and broad hands, heart abnormalities, and enlarged colon. So ini adalah antara symptoms of pesakit Down syndrome. So we look at this human karyotype. Human karyotype ni iaitu taburan chromosomes lah. So we have chromosome number 1 until chromosome number 23. So pada chromosome number 21 sepatutnya hanya ada sepasang sahaja, dia ada terlebih 1. So satu kita panggil sebagai trisomy. So whereas monosomy 21, okay, in monosomy 21, a diploid organism is lacking in chromosome number 21. So we're going to call it as 2n minus 1 and jumlah chromosome is only 45. Embryo containing less than the diploid number, okay, this usually fail to develop. However, if the person develop and survive, the symptoms of the persons are, okay, this is a very rare disease because usually they don't even survive. So symptoms are similar to those of Down syndrome. Short distance between eyes, jarak mata tu dekat, large ears and contracted muscles. So aneuploidy in sex chromosomes. Okay, just now we have talked about autosomal chromosome, iaitu semua kromosom lain, iaitu kromosom lain kecuali XY. So what happen if this aneuploidy occurs in sex chromosome, i.e. X chromosome or Y chromosome? So any extra copies of the sex chromosomes can cause developmental errors as well, but the effects usually are not fatal. Maknanya dia ni boleh survive, biasanya tidak meninggal lah. Okay, so it will caused by non-disjunction during oogenesis and spermatogenesis. Oogenesis is the process of production of ovum or egg, whereas spermatogenesis is the production of sperm. Most of the sex chromosomal abnormalities are gender specific, either female or male. Okay, Klinefelter syndrome, dia ada 47 chromosomes XXY. Kenapa XXY? Kenapa 47? So sepatutnya kan kalau 46 we only have XY ataupun XX sahaja. Ni ada 3 XXY. So for Turner syndrome pula dia ada XO, dia hanya ada 45 kromosom, dia kurang 1. Sepatutnya sama ada XY atau XX, tapi XO mandi tak ada pasangan dekat sebelah sini. Okay, so Klinefelter syndrome ni laki ke perempuan? Turner syndrome ni laki ke perempuan? Kita akan tengok selepas ini. Okay, Klinefelter syndrome 47XXY. So it is a sterile male. So it is a male because dia ada Y chromosome. and it's a sterile, maksud dia mandul. So, yep, it has a small testis and fail to produce sperm. Sebab tu dia adalah sterile, tak boleh hasilkan sperm. And feminized male, feminine pitch voice, suara macam perempuan, and even have enlarged breast, long hand and leg. So dia ni adalah lelaki tetapi dia mempunyai ciri-ciri perempuan lah, seperti ada breast, and bila kita cakap feminized male ni, maksud dia ciri-ciri rupa tu pun sedikit macam keperempuanan lah. Contohnya tak ada janggut, tidak ada misai dan sebagainya. So this non-disjunction during oogenesis or spermatogenesis. So this is the karyotype of the Klinefelter syndrome person, XXY. Jadi tambah X dekat sini satu. So for Turner syndrome is a female with 45 chromosomes. The only viable monosomy in human. Maknanya hanya satu-satu sahaja monosomy yang survive dekat dalam human. Maknanya monosomy yang lain biasanya tak survive langsung lah. So this Turner syndrome, perempuan ni biasanya adalah dwarf, rendah. Ovaries and breasts do not develop. So they are sterile and have hard amniotes and even deaf. So this is the karyotype of the Turner syndrome patient. So ni dekat we look at the sex chromosome, it only have X chromosome. It does not have any Y or any other X chromosome. So 45XO. So then we move on to next one, euploidy. Okay, when aneuploidy, kita cakap pasal tambah atau kurang satu kromosom sahaja, satu atau dua kromosom sahaja. For euploidy, we are talking about the whole set of the chromosome. So ploidy number of such cells in an organism's genome. Okay, euploidy when an organism has one or more than one complete set of chromosomes. Okay, for example, dalam gamet dia hanya ada haploid, satu set sahaja. Okay, one set N macam ni, haploid. So ada 3 kromosom sahaja. So hanya satu merah, satu ungu and satu yellow. Okay, so for 2 sets or 2N diploid a normal individual, so which is this one, 2 sets of red, 2 sets of purple and 2 sets of yellow. If it has more than 2 sets, we're going to call it 3N, 4N and 5N. So if it is 3N, so ada 3 copies, 4N, tetraploid and continuous, okay, until 5N and etc. So polyploidy, the condition of an organism having more than 2 sets of chromosome, lebih daripada diploid. An increase in the whole set of chromosomes. Okay, so ada 2 jenis, autopolyploidy and allopolyploidy. Okay, so these are common in plants, crops such as oats, cotton, potatoes, tobacco, wheat and grass, and they have better qualities and giving them more yields, more resistant to disease, pests and grow faster. Okay, method of naming polyploidy is based on the total sets of chromosomes present. So if we have 3N, so we're going to call them as triploid, 4N tetraploid, 5N pentaploid. If fertilization occur between 2N gametes and a normal gametes N, so you will have 3N zygote will be produced. So 2N gametes with a normal gamete and jadilah dia 3N, which is a triploid. Okay, autopolyploidy and allopolyploidy. So what's the difference? Okay, increasing of genome or complete set of chromosomes into 3 or more sex chromosomes within the same species. Maknanya antara spesies yang sama. All of the chromosomes are identical. Semua kromosom dia sama. Okay, apa maksud sama tu? Sebab daripada spesies yang sama. Allopolyploidy is increasing of genome into 3 or more sets of chromosomes within the different species. Okay, through hybridization. Yang ini melalui proses kacukan. So, dia melibatkan 2 spesies yang berbeza. Okay, autopolyploidy. Okay, inducing autopolyploidy, usually we use colchicine, is used to prevent the spindle fibers formation. So the chromosome do not separate and do not move towards the opposite poles, because usually during the gamete formation, meiosis, so we are going to have the chromosomes separate and move to the opposite poles. But with the use of this colchicine, spindle fibers ni is not being formed, so the chromosomes do not separate and segregate, move to the opposite poles. So maknanya jumlah tu akan menjadi double sebab the same number of chromosome stays. So allopolyploidy, ini adalah on different species. Okay, species hybridization. For example, species A is crossed with species B. Okay, fertilization occurs produce hybrid that carries two sets of chromosomes A and B. The hybrid, however, is sterile because A is not homologous to B. Okey, apa maksud dia kat sini adalah, okey, ini adalah individu A, ini adalah spesies A, this is spesies B. So spesies A dia akan hasilkan gamet dia separuh haploid daripada ini, yang individu B atau spesies B akan hasilkan gamet dia B. So when these two are being fertilized, forming the zygote. So zygote ni ataupun this organism ada half haploid dia adalah daripada spesies A, half lagi daripada spesies B. Kenapa dia panggil sebagai sterile atau mandul? Nanti bila dia nak buat gamet dia, so gamet dia tu tak akan seimbang. Maknanya dia hanya separuh A, ada separuh B. Dia tak boleh nak membahagi dua secara sama rata. Okay, for example here, A have the genome of species A, B genome of species B. The fusion of A and B, just like I've mentioned earlier, will have the zygote A, B. So A and B are non-homologous chromosome, hence they are infertile, maknanya tidak subur. So let's say organism A has 14 chromosomes, organism B juga ada 14 chromosome. So haploid dia adalah 7 chromosome. Haploid here is also 7 chromosome. But do remember, this 7 chromosome is from species A. This 7 chromosome is from species B. Even though you have the gamete, you have the zygote AB having 14 chromosomes, walaupun jumlah nombor kromosom yang sama, tetapi this hybrid is sterile because 7 ni adalah daripada A, 7 lagi daripada B. So let's say bila nak segregate, nak jadikan hasilkan gamet, takkanlah hanya ada 7 daripada A, 7 daripada B. Dia tak sama macam tu. Ataupun ada berlaku campur aduk. Sebab dia adalah non-homologous chromosome daripada spesies A and spesies B. Okay, so how are we going to do this? So let's say we have species A with 14 chromosomes, species B with 14 chromosomes. Okay, betul. A and the 7 chromosome gamet dia, let's say sperm and ovum ni ada 7 chromosome. So when we fuse, we have the zygote with 14 chromosome. So we will induce, we will induce the replication and we will form a fertile tetraploid. Apa maksud tetraploid? So kita akan buat AABB with the name with the chromosome total is 28. Yang ni mungkin kita gunakan colchicine ataupun apa-apa yang perlulah, contoh ethidium bromide, to prevent the homologous chromosome to separate. To prevent the chromosomes from separate. So when we have this organism zygote ni AABB, so baru dah boleh dia akan hasilkan gamet dia 14 chromosomes with 14 chromosome yang separuh yang mewakili AABB ini dengan normalnya. So gamet dia kat sini 14 chromosomes. Kalau dekat sini gamet dia 7 chromosomes, ini pun 7 chromosomes. Now 14. Ada complete set lengkap campuran A dan B terus. So that's why dia boleh jadi now fertile. Okay. So that will be all for this video, for video 3. For chapter 6, we've come to the end of this chapter 6. So these are the list of references that we've used in making of this slide. Okay. So please again do subscribe and share this video. Okay. Thank you. Until we meet again on the next video chapters. Bye bye.